Hi guys, this is R.A. Sweeney. I wanted to take one more opportunity to talk a little bit about the shoot of Jesse before we start it here very soon. So just a few days ago, I released a video talking about the word Breshit, which is in the beginning. And I talked about how the Hebrew word, it very well could mean this is the first thing that's ever happened, but it does not necessarily mean that. And so that could be the first thing ever, could not. I also wanted to talk about, I mentioned the word for creating in that same day one story, which is Bara. I'm going to lean on John Walton here. He is a phenomenal Old Testament scholar, and he did a survey of everywhere in the entire Old Testament that the word bara is used. And what he found is there's not a single instance. When you look at how a word is used, sometimes you can kind of figure out what do you mean by this word from the context. Sometimes it's just ambiguous, and you have to bring meaning to that sentence. So there were a lot of words where you would need to know what bara means in order for that sentence to make sense. And so laying those aside, he looked at the ones where the sentence is kind of informing, this is what I mean by bara. There's not a single time that the word bara is used to mean to make something out of nothing. What we do find is that it's much more of a word that describes giving purpose to something. So it's taking what's already there and making it useful, which is what the whole Genesis 1 narrative is all about. We start out with wild and waste. I translate tohu vavohu as uninhabitable and uninhabited, but we've got this like unpopulated wasteland, and God is ordering it and structuring it so that at the end we've got this fruitful, beautiful garden. So it's the story of taking chaos and shaping it into order, not taking nothing and shaping it into everything. And that's really what all the uses of bara throughout the Old Testament are doing, is it's talking about taking something that is not serving a purpose, that's not doing its function, and giving it that purpose and function and setting it in order to do the things that it's supposed to do. So I mentioned that a little bit in the book and really just kind of wanted to explain, like, again, you can read this as there was nothing and God made something out of it. It's definitely, it could fit, but that's not what the words are saying. You can't take that out of the word choice that's there. So I wanted again to say, let's back up from some of those preconceived notions and controversies and say, what does the word choice actually say? And here it's just saying God took what was there, which I fully believe he made, but he took what was there that wasn't being fruitful and he made it fruitful. He took what was chaotic and made it ordered. And that's what's going on in Genesis 1. So I hope that's a blessing. Thanks.